service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News, and Jib Jab greetings. I'm Bud Lowell. Full AccuWeather forecast right across the top of every CNC local news page. It is school budget day across New York. Suburban and small city school districts elect board members on May 21st, and they vote yay or nay on their budgets for the next school year. Greece Central, Monroe County's largest suburban district, is asking for approval of a $205 million budget. It meets the state's property tax cap by keeping the tax rate increase to 0.73%. If you have that proverbial typical $100,000 suburban home in Greece, your tax bill goes up by $17 under this budget. The budget drops the equivalent of 31 full-time teaching jobs, although retirements are expected to cut into that number. The district has held a series of 3 public info sessions plus the usual public hearing. There has been little controversy this year. Polls close at 9, and we'll have updates for you tomorrow. The Henrietta Fire Department responded Monday night to the Colony Manor Apartments at the Rochester Institute of Technology for a report of a student becoming ill. They ended up declaring a hazmat situation. Monroe County Hazmat came in to investigate. Firefighters say the student is believed to have brought a substance of some sort to school that caused his illness. Authorities are investigating what it was. RIT issued a statement saying the incident was at 80 Colony Manor Drive on the campus. It says authorities are investigating materials that the student brought into the apartment. There are no other injuries related to the incident, and the complex was not evacuated. And the photo here was tweeted by Colony resident William Benton. Rochester Police Chief James Shepard has again said the city is prepared to keep the peace over the Memorial Day weekend. The chief commented on Monday after youths began fighting Saturday night outside the Rochester Lilac Festival site. Police and Monroe County Sheriff's deputies were prepared for an event like that. None of the trouble spilled over into the festival, but 2 police officers were shoved while trying to break up the crowd, and police now say 20 people were arrested, mostly for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Another officer spotted a man with a long gun who dropped it and ran when he realized he'd been spotted by police. Officers recovered the gun. Chief Shepard said bringing weapons to something like the Lilac Festival is totally unacceptable. He said the department will do what it must in order to make sure events like Memorial Day, the Jazz Festival, Cornhill, and the other festivals are safe for families to enjoy. City police have kept a particular lid on Charlotte Beach and the other parks since this ruckus broke out among youth at the park on Memorial Day of 2011. Rochester police say a 17-year-old girl was shot and wounded Monday afternoon on the southwest side, the latest incident in a string of street violence. Police and rural metro paramedics arrived at Danforth and Lynchford Park B about 3:30 Monday afternoon to find the girl on the ground. They said it appears she was shot a block or so away and then collapsed on the corner. Police say they don't know what caused the shooting, but they don't think it was random. Witnesses said the girl was pregnant. She was taken to Strong Memorial Hospital. Police have not released her name or her condition. A Rochester woman whose arrest made national news is running for Monroe County Sheriff. The Green Party of Monroe County is endorsing Emily Good for sheriff. The party's news release says Good is running for sheriff because she feels too many people in Monroe County are in jail for the wrong reasons. Good says she wants to target the underlying causes of violent crime.
You guys need something?
This is my front yard. I'm just recording what you're doing. It's my right.
Good is the woman who was arrested by Rochester police when she videotaped them making an arrest from her own front yard. The district attorney's office dropped the misdemeanor charge against her after confirming that her act did not meet the legal standard of trying to intimidate an officer. And just after we recorded yesterday's program, of course, Murphy's Law, the United States Supreme Court announced that it will review the case of Greece versus Susan Galloway, which held the Greecetown Board was wrong to open its meetings by inviting members of the clergy to give a prayer, even though it was open to prayer of different faiths. The nation's highest court issued a writ of certiorari Monday, meaning it will review the case, presumably during its next session in October. The online SCOTUS blog calls this a potentially significant religion case. Supreme Court blogger Ann Althouse believes the Supreme Court will reverse the decision. She says legal precedent in other cases allows government meetings to start with prayer as long as nobody gets preferential treatment. The case against the town of Greece was brought in 2008 by Susan Galloway and Linda Stevens. They felt the prayers offered at the start of each meeting favored mainstream Christian denominations. The town argued that it wasn't regulating the content of the prayers and that they were offered by citizen volunteers and they were open to any religious tradition. In its petition, the town's attorneys said federal courts have upheld prayer to open government meetings because of an unambiguous and unbroken history of legislative prayer dating back to the very first Congress. Rochester School Superintendent Bohan Vargas is concerned about a high absentee rate, not among students, but among their teachers. He sent an email to Rochester teachers over the weekend saying 730 of them were not at work Friday, and that is nearly 1/4 of the entire teaching staff. Dr. Vargas said a 25% absence rate creates more vacancies than the district has substitutes to fill. He says teacher absenteeism has been consistently high all through the 2013 school year, and he asked what is going on. Rochester Teachers Association President Adam Urbanski agrees that there is a problem. He says teachers are writing back to the superintendent frankly about their issues and why they are suffering from low morale. In his email, Superintendent Vargas says 10% of Friday's absences were work-related, leading field trips, taking classes, and so forth, but the remaining 15% were unplanned. Brighton police are investigating what they believe to be a case of swatting. That's making a false call reporting a violent incident in order to make police respond with SWAT teams. They were called to a vacant house on Dartford Road for a report of a person who might have killed someone. Police responded with a heavy presence. A search found the house empty. Police say this kind of thing is no joke. It ties them up from handling legitimate emergencies, and they are trying to track down the source of the false report. You'll find links to these and other stories to the left of the player window and at the bottom of the page, links you can use to post news directly to us. Next news is as it happens. Updates are as necessary. What you share helps you to be the judge of that. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.